Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. As you know, we are studying chapter Natural Resources. Now this is time to solve the important NCERT questions. So here we go. First of all, what causes winds? How our winds occurs, or what causes winds? How the winds blows? So as we all know that winds are blown by the what happens actually when the sun heats falls on the earth, then water and air air above the water and air above the land gets heated. But what happens, the air which is present above the land that get heated faster than the air above the water bodies. Then the air which heated faster than the water bodies, then air above the land rises up in the atmosphere and then creates low pressure. Okay, and then what air from the which is found above the water bodies that moves from that region to low pressure region, and thus we can say winds are blown. Here we can see the diagram, like when the sun rays falls on the earth. Okay, then this is land and here is water body. Okay, sun rays falls on the earth equally, but what happens when the air which is present above the land, it gets heated faster than the air present on the water bodies, then it rises up. Air which is present above the land, it becomes converted into water vapor, it becomes heated faster than the water bodies, rises up, then it creates a low pressure area here. Then what happens, the air from the water bodies move towards the low pressure region, thus winds are caused. Clear? Here we go with the answer. What causes winds? Answer: uneven heating of air causes wind. Okay, uneven heating of air causes wind. Now how it happens? Sun rays fall on the earth. Okay, but air above, or we can say, but land gets heated faster. Land gets heated faster than the water bodies. Faster than the water bodies. Okay. Then the air which is present here, air on land heated faster than the air above water bodies. This hot air rises up and create a low pressure area below. Then air from water bodies moves towards the region of low pressure, thus winds blow. Okay, is it clear how the winds blow? Means what happens when the sun rays fall on the land and water bodies equally, then the air which is present on the land gets heated faster than the air which is present on the water body. Then hot air rises up in the form of water vapor. Okay, and then it creates a low pressure behind, and what happens, the area which is facing low pressure, then air from the water bodies move towards the region of low pressure, then thus we can say winds blow. Clear? So this is the answer. Next are, how are clouds formed? Here we go with the diagram first. As we all know that water bodies get heated by the sun rays. Okay, then water converts into water vapor and rises up in the atmosphere. Beside it, water in the form of water vapor by the different biological activities like respiration and transpiration. Okay, by these biological activities also water vapor is released into the atmosphere. Okay, so thus we can say when this water vapor rises up, goes into the atmosphere, that it combines with the air and forms tiny water droplets. Okay, when these tiny droplets combine together, clear, they form clouds, and when these clouds become heavy, these water droplets combine together and form clouds. Okay, thus we can say they are forming clouds, and when these clouds cannot hold water, they become very heavy, then the water falls on the earth in the form of rain. Clear? So this is clear now how clouds are formed. So here we go with the answer. During the day, water bodies get heated and water from water bodies evaporates, or we can say that during the day water bodies get heated, that water converts into water vapor and it rises up in the atmosphere. Okay, so if you want, we can change that during the day water bodies get heated and water from water body evaporates and converts into water vapor. This water vapor rises up and goes into atmosphere. Beside it, a large amount of water vapor goes into atmosphere by various biological activities and what are biological activities? They are respiration and transpiration. Transpiration is generally done by the plants, okay, and respiration by living organisms like animals, and from water bodies. Okay, so a large amount of water vapor goes into atmosphere by various biological activities like transpiration and respiration and from water bodies. Okay, this water vapor or we can say hot air also. This water vapor mix with air in atmosphere and expands and cools. Okay, once the water vapor means hot air rises up, it get mixed with the air in the atmosphere, it expands and cools. Okay, and forms tiny water droplets. Tiny water droplets. When these water droplets join together, they form clouds. These water droplets join together and form clouds. When clouds cannot hold water, they become heavy and cannot hold water, then water falls on the earth in the form of rain. Okay, when clouds become heavy and cannot hold water, then water falls on earth water falls on the earth in the form of rain. Okay, when clouds cannot hold the water, then it rains. Okay, so this is clear how clouds are formed. Next is list any 3 human activities that you think would lead to air pollution. So as we all know, different human activities are responsible for air pollution. What are they? First of all, deforestation. If you will cut down the trees in the large number, definitely it will increase the air pollution, because we all know that plants absorb carbon dioxide, harmful gas, which is harmful gas in the atmosphere. So if the large number of plants will be cut down, then the amount of carbon dioxide, which is very harmful for the atmosphere or for the living organism, will increase and it will cause the air pollution. Okay, beside it, continuous burning of fossil fuels in home, industries, etc., and different activities like burning of fossil fuels in the agriculture activities also. Okay, so these are the activities which can cause the air pollution. So here we go. Human activities which cause air pollution are number 1, deforestation. Deforestation means cutting down of trees on the large scale. Beside it, burning of fossil fuels in kitchen, industries, okay, and automobiles. Okay, then burning associated with agriculture activities. Agricultural activities we can mention here. So these are the main reasons by which air pollution is caused. Deforestation, burning of fossil fuels in kitchen industries and automobiles. Okay, because if we will use the more of fossil fuels in the automobiles, they will release most of harmful gases in the atmosphere. Okay, burning which is associated with agricultural activities. As we know, farmers also burn many things in the farm field. Okay, so whatever they burn in the atmosphere, whatever they burn in the field, they will release harmful gases in the atmosphere. So these are the human activities which cause air pollution. Next is what are the two forms of oxygen found in the atmosphere? We all know that oxygen is generally found in the two forms: molecular oxygen, that is O2, and ozone, that is O3. So here we go with the answer. Oxygen is generally found in two forms. What are they? Molecular oxygen, that is O2, and ozone, that is O3. Okay, we all have studied about these things in our chapter, that is in this chapter we have already studied about the different forms of oxygen. Next is, what is greenhouse effect? Look here. In the greenhouse effect, a glass house is made, okay, in which delicate plants are kept. When the sun rays falls on this glass house, what happens? This glass house absorb the sun heat but do not allow the reflected infrared radiations, but do not allow the reflected infrared radiations to escape from these walls. Then what happens? The temperature inside the glass house increases comparatively outside temperature. Okay, and this all phenomenon is known as greenhouse effect. Same if you talk about the in case of Earth, what happens? This glass house is atmosphere work as this glass house, that is greenhouse, and when the sun rays enters into the atmosphere, then it allows the sun rays to enter, but the atmosphere does not allow the reflected infrared radiations to escape from the atmosphere. Then what happens? The temperature inside the atmosphere increases. The temperature inside the atmosphere increases, and then it causes greenhouse effect. Clear? So here we go with the what is greenhouse effect. A building made of glass is known as glass house. Okay, a building made of glass is known as glass house. Okay, and what happens? In which what are kept? Delicate plants are kept. Okay, the delicate plants are kept inside the glass house. This glass house, or we can say the walls of glass house, the walls of glass house allow the sun rays to enter inside it. Inside glass house, you can in place of it you can write glass house. Okay, but they do not allow, they here means glass walls, they do not allow the infrared radiations, reflected infrared radiations, but they do not allow the reflected infrared radiations to escape from the glass house. Thus, temperature inside the glass house, inside the glass house increases than the outside, than the temperature of outside. This phenomenon is known as greenhouse effect. Clear? Is it clear what is greenhouse effect? Greenhouse means which is made up of glass. Okay, it allows the sun rays to enter but does not allow the reflected infrared radiations to escape, and then the temperature inside the glass house increases than the temperature outside. Okay, and this phenomenon is known as greenhouse effect. Clear? Next is, what do you mean by global warming? What happens? Global warming means when the carbon dioxide contents increases in the atmosphere, it increases the temperature of Earth, and this phenomenon is known as global warming. Clear? So here we go with the answer. Increase when the carbon dioxide content increases in the atmosphere, it increases the temperature of the Earth. This phenomenon is known as global warming. Clear? What is global warming? When the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere increases, then it increases the temperature of the Earth, and this whole phenomenon is known as global warming. Clear? Okay, so this was all about the global warming. Now next is, what is the major source of fresh water in city, town, village where you live? The major source of fresh water is underground water. Beside it, we can get the water from the rivers, tube wells, ponds, lakes, etc. Okay, so here we go with the answer. The major source of fresh water is underground water, rivers, wells, ponds, lakes, etc. Okay, beside it, the availability of water varies from place to place. The availability of water varies from place to place. Clear? Generally, we can get the fresh water from underground water. Okay, beside it, we can get the water in the from the rivers, wells, ponds, lakes, etc. Like reservoir forms also. And the availability of water varies from place to place. Sometimes it happens generally some places get many rivers, so they can get the water from the rivers. Some places have tube wells, they can get the water from the tube wells. So thus we can say that we have source of fresh water, that is underground water, but we can get the water beside it, we can get fresh water from the rivers, wells, ponds, etc. And this availability differs from place to place. Clear? Next is, write a note on how forests influence the quality of our air, soil and water resources. So here we go with the answer. Like forest influence the quality of air, soil and water in the following ways. Okay, what are these ways? Number one, if we will grow more and more plants, definitely plants will maintain the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in their atmosphere. Okay, so here we can say that plants maintain balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. Okay, beside it, roots of plants bind the soil particles together and then they prevent the soil erosion. Roots of plants bind soil particles together okay, they prevent the soil from erosion. Thus, plants help to increase fertility of soil. Okay, and next, by preventing soil erosion. By preventing soil erosion, forest also help in water reservoir. Forest also help in water reservoir. Okay, so thus we can say that forest influence the quality of air by maintaining the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. And for the soil, then roots of plants bind the soil particles together and they prevent the soil from erosion, and they also increase the fertility of the soil. Beside it, by preventing soil erosion, forest also help in the water reservoir. Okay, so these are the point that how the forest help in the to increase the quality of air, soil and water. Okay, so here we have discussed important questions of NCERT. Hope all those answers are clear to you. Thank you.